If you're over 35 and weightlifting, your warm-up matters more than your top set. In this video, I'll show you exactly how masters lifters should be warming up for a snatch and clean and jerk session. Recovery is slower, joint stiffness increases, and your nervous system needs ramping up. So here we are today in my snatch session. This is what I would normally do pretty much every single time. I mean, I always start with my wrist circles, just going each way, like forwards and backwards, round and round. Give a good sort of 15-20 seconds here, I reckon, just to, get those wrists loosened up a bit, and then into some elbow swings. I just elbow circles, if you like. I just keep going, probably about 10 each way. Just helps limber up the old elbows a little bit, gets them primed, ready for lifting. I go into some shoulder circles, some wider shoulder circles. Again, normally 10 each way. Just to limber up the old shoulders. I've got really I've had bad shoulders over the years, just through surfing and skateboarding and weightlifting. We're going for a few chest openers, just to get the old upper chest warmed up a little bit. It always helps for any overhead stuff, really, just to get mobilized. A few neck circles. I didn't do a lot this day. I was sat down quite a bit. So, I just try and generally get the body moving. And I just basically try and work from the top down. Get the old rotator cuffs going a little bit. Sort of 5 to 10 twists each side. Again, with the bad shoulders, it just helps lube them up a little bit, limber them up. And I do feel better for it, really. Go for some what I call thoracic twists. Again, this is one that's come from surfing for me. Again, it's a good one if you've sat down all day. It just wakes up that lower back a little bit, and it's a lot of lateral up and down movements in weightlifting, so it's good to get a few twists in now and again. And just go for some light hip circles, small ones to start, and then some bigger ones. Again, sort of 5 to 10 each way is mainly the prescription that I use. Again, I've been doing this for a very long time, this same sort of warm up every single time. I do it for surfing, I do it for skateboarding. Just opening up the hamstrings a little bit, and then opening up the front of the hips, it's going to be a lot of movement this way in a minute, with the snatch session. So I'm just basically limbering up the lower back a little bit. I've also got a bad lower back as well. I've been in extreme sports for many years, and it's definitely taking its toll these days. Again, I'm just starting to get in the squats here a little bit, just warm the knees up, warm the hips up a little bit, just so I can get down into my lower receiving positions. I just generally wobble around here a little bit, hands on the knees, and just start opening up those hips a little bit more, lifting the heels off the floor. And just generally priming everything to be in those uncomfortable positions, down in the receive. So here I go for some, I believe they're baby makers, or I'm not entirely sure. I've just been doing this to open up my hamstrings over the years. They're it's quite a nice stretch. It gets that lower back quite nice, you know, it does feel quite good. So I've always added these in. Basically rolling the spine up a little bit. Yeah. You get a little bit of a shake out. A few squats here, a few air squats, a few bounces, yeah, a few doubles. Just to basically get the movement flowing. So I know that I'm definitely going to be prepped for, you know, the time when I'm receiving in the snatch a bit later on. And here we go for some twisting lunges. Yeah, I tend to have a couple of these each side, a few of these each side. Again, like I said, my warm-up doesn't really change. You know, these are what I feel like doing today. I felt a little bit tight in the hips, so I just thought I'd get myself some lunges in. It's never a bad thing, you know. So here I go for just some ankle twists. Again, bad ankles from surfing and skateboarding. I just like to really warm them up a little bit, just get them moving, and sort of 10 each way normally. Just roll in gently around, just give them a little bit of a prime up. There's going to be a lot of movement in the ankles there in the snatch session in a minute, you know, so I want to definitely be receiving as low as possible, you know, so I just generally get the calves going a little bit. Calves, you know, in any type of weightlifting, bodybuilding, whatever, they tend to get neglected a little bit. So I just tend to stretch them out sort of maybe 10 to 15 each side. Give them a little bit of a priming. It's always good. So we're pretty much getting to the end of this general sort of 3 to 5 minute warm up now of like just moving the body, getting some cat-cows in, just getting that upper back moving a little bit, get that spine nice and primed. Again, this is all really come from surfing, a lot of it, and it's just translated quite well into weightlifting. So we've got the world's greatest stretch here again, another great one. I mean, it's a brilliant one for opening up the upper back and just getting yourself moving really, and it's just priming that body for what's to come in the session, because the session's going to be quite hard today, I think. So I'm on a really quite technical block at the minute. There's a lot of volume in that block, so I'm just generally warming everything up and just getting that body moving really, just trying to concentrate on the whole entire body. And that was that. Then we're into some banded shoulder pull aparts. I generally do these like sort of 10 to 12 of these just to get a little bit more of the upper back there and the back of the shoulders going, traps going a little bit. Then some up and overs, shoulder up and overs. Obviously in the snatch session, the bar is going to be coming up quite quick and up and overhead. So I always do these. I generally go for sort of 10. So one would be up and over. And these always prime the shoulders really, really quite well. I do find when I do sort of 10 of these, those shoulders have opened up really quite nicely, you know. And I think we go for some strict presses, just a little bit of overhead mobility. Just you see, I'm just pushing out in the snatch sort of area there. So it's just basically mimicking what I'm going to be doing a bit later on in the session. And that's generally it for the sort of light mobilization work. And I'll move on to the barbell work then. Just a light barbell, empty barbell, always an empty barbell. Just getting down into the hips again, getting those knees moving, just added a little bit of weight. Always helps to add a little bit of weight just to get those knees moving, get those hips primed nicely. There's going to be a lot of receiving going on in a minute. So into 5 muscle snatches. Always done muscle snatches. They've always done me right. Just gets those shoulders really like turned on now. Into 5 overhead squats. The old creaky knees go in there. It's always a good one, always a good primer. Just getting the weight overhead and just getting into the bottom positions really quite nicely. And then we're into some drop snatching or some snatch balance. Just only 3 of these, 4 of these maybe. It depends on how I'm feeling really. I just tend to have a little bit of a rest, just to let the body realise what's going on. Central nervous system starting to turn on. Just taking a few seconds out, shake a few things out, shake the wrists out, and then we're back to it again. I think we're into some tall snatches here. Just trying to work on a little bit of speed before the actual snatch session comes in. Just making sure that I've got the right technique down. So that was it. That was basically my warm-up that I normally do pretty much every time for my snatch and clean and jerk sessions. I mean, that was obviously snatch orientated warm-up. I mean, the only thing that I would really change would be at the end on the empty barbell work there. I would just swap everything out. Basically, I would be doing muscle cleans and tall cleans, and I would be doing some split jerks. That's the only thing I would swap out really. Maybe some front squats as well. It just generally takes 10 to 12 minutes. It may run a little bit longer, but I tend to not go any further than that really. I mean, I don't feel I need to. I mean, that is what I've always done. It's plenty of time to get enough in. And that's just the way that I've done it. I mean, it's good for me. It's good for masters lifters, I believe. There's no point grinding out 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes of warm-ups. There's no need, because you're going to be warming up on the barbell as well in a minute with smaller weights. So, I just find that is basically enough, and yeah, I've always found it right. All good. If you'd like to give this warm-up a go, I'll leave a link in the description for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's only going to help the channel grow so we can help more people along their weightlifting journeys. Train smart, lift long.